Hi everyone, I am Vanshika and a warm welcome to my channel. This is my first video, so I'm super excited about it. As the title implies, today I am going to set my journal up for the month of June. I am using a plain A5 size notebook which I made myself. June is a significant part of the summers and all of us can agree upon mangoes being the best part of it. So there couldn't be a better theme than mangoes. Here's a picture from Pinterest that I'll be using as inspiration. I have already sketched most part. To paint, I am using Camlin's Artist Watercolor Cakes and Camlin paint brushes. This one is a number 6. I am using lemon yellow, gamboge and orange shades to paint the mangoes. I find journaling very therapeutic and also it is a very good way to stay on track, especially in this lockdown situation when most of our routines are messed up. Now I am using a Luxor fine liner in black. It's very easy to use due to its fine tip and can be used to draw thin strokes. After being done with painting, I use Luxor fine liners again in green and brown to draw some outlines and details. By using a Camlin brush pen in black, I am adding the last element to this welcome page. I am a beginner in calligraphy, so please excuse these irregular strokes. Onto the page of monthly goals. I have used a strip of yellow paper and pasted it in between to give it a pop, and now I am starting to paint some leaves and mangoes around this. This is a very useful page as you can set your monthly goals and have a clarity about things at the start of the month and have a fair idea about things you want to achieve. No matter how big or small your goal is, it is a very good habit to write it down. Setting a goal establishes a clearly defined and thought out direction you need to make, which will eventually aid you in achieving long-term goals. By setting specific and measurable goals, you learn what to prioritize and helps you to maintain motivation, especially during setbacks. Now again I am using a Luxor fine liner in black and writing the heading of the page. After adding details and boundaries and darkening the title, I am taking a mustardish color paper and cutting it into smaller strips and pasting it around the title randomly. I will be writing my goals on these strips. Adding outlines gives an extra pop to these strips. I am using a Camlin brush pen to do so. After adding boundaries, I am adding some arrows directed towards these boxes to give it a more structured look. I am here adding some more details to the main title. Moving on to the page dedicated to songs and movies. In lockdown, we are into watching more movies and series. Also, often we forget about the songs we vibe with and lose them. It is a good way to get back to those songs and movies you enjoy when you have noted them down on this page. I have used some polka dots to give more writing space to the page. For the title, I am using a Luxor fineliner pen in black hair again. Now adding some details to the leaves by a green fineliner pen. This is a monthly overview page. This is one of the most useful pages of this journal. Most of your work will be held by this page itself. I have a month calendar drawn onto this page, and on the right side I have made two columns, one for the monthly goals and the another for important dates. The calendar can be used in several ways. You can use it to pin your deadlines or some important days like birthdays or some workshop that you have to attend or your exam schedule and other things. You can also use it to plan out various things like a vacation, obviously after when things get better. Here I am painting some mangoes and leaves around the calendar to give it a more beautiful look. Now using a fineliner pen in green, I am giving the outlines to the leaves. You can also use a sketch pen or a normal ink pen. Now I am giving a double outline to the border. Here I am using a Luxor fineliner pen again. I have already made the title of the page using the same pen. You can use the monthly goals tab on the left to set an elaborative path in which you are going to attain a specific goal. The important days tab below it can be used to jot down significant days other than your regular events, tasks or deadlines like birthdays or some special occasion. Now I am using a green fineliner pen to draw out the other columns of the calendar. To draw the calendar, I divided it into 7 columns to represent the 7 days of the week and 5 rows. Now I am writing the days starting from Tuesday. Now by using a counting brush pen in yellow, I am giving the title a hint of color. And also I'll be doing same for the other 2 tabs using an orange camlin brush pen and drawing some outlines for the box. Moving on to the next page, which is a habit tracker. As the name intends, this is useful in tracking our day-to-day habits. Our habits should be our successful behaviors that are moving us in the direction of our goals. It helps us to have continuous movement towards our goals. Identifying and removing bad habits is difficult unless you have something that reflects it. Since habits get easier with repetition, the longer we have a bad habit, the more difficult it is to stop it. By tracking our bad habits like excessive screen time or eating junk, we can look out for ourselves and change it. Also, when we see ourselves adopting good habits, it gives us the motivation to keep going. After drawing mini calendars, each dedicated to one habit, I used a camlin brush pen in orange shade to color in the title. Then I used a black pen to write the subtitle. Now I am randomly drawing some mango and leaf doodles. color in or put a cross or a tick on the day that you have done that habit or you haven't. Now I am starting to paint the space where I am going to write the name of the habit to make it look more appealing and beautiful. The next page is a mood tracker, which enables you to monitor your moods. Understanding your moods helps you manage them and feel better faster. Suppose you are more aware of your moods. In that case, you may be able to manage your lifestyle choices and make informed health decisions, prevent or avoid triggers of negative moods, and work towards a better quality of life. Here, I am drawing 30 mangoes to represent 30 days of the month. I will be monitoring my mood by 5 different levels, each represented by a different color from worst to the best. According to how your day has been or how you're feeling, you have to choose the color and color in the mangoes, which will represent how your mood has been on one of these 5 levels. I did not draw any extra doodles because this page would already be more colorful and I like to keep it simple. The next page is a gratitude each day. On this page, you are supposed to write every day for things that you are grateful for. It can be as simple as something that you ate or something big. When you take the time to focus on the good things in your life, you naturally become more positive. Writing down what you are thankful for can make you more optimistic because you are choosing to see more of the positivity in your life and give less power to the negative emotions. While these positive aspects of your life may be floating around in your subconscious, writing them down makes them more concrete and tangible. I have divided this page into 30 parts to write something every day. Using watercolor and some mango doodles, I am adding more color to this page so that it looks more lively and fun. For the title, I have kept it very simple by using a fine liner pen and gave it a very simple title. Now I have used very light shades of green and yellow to segregate the different colors. Meanwhile, the colors on the previous page are drying, I have moved on to the next page, which is my ideal routine. I have divided this into two parts, one being my ideal morning and the other being ideal night routine. So now you can use this page to have a clearer picture in your mind how you want to start your day and how you want to end it. You can specify a timely schedule, or you can just randomly note down things that you want to do before you go to bed and after you wake up. After the page is dried up, with the help of a scale, I am dividing the page into 30 parts. Similar to the previous page, here also I am giving outline to the columns. Here I am mixing up two font styles to give this a more beautiful look. If you find it too simple, then you can try giving the columns some drop-down shadows. After being done with the outlines, we have moved on to the next page, which is the brain dump page. This is one of the most free page. Here you can be yourself. Whatever is in your mind, you are allowed to pour it out here. Some thoughts or some planning, whatever you'd like to do, you can do it on this page. This is an extra space for you. Now here I am again using two different freestyle fonts to give this page a title. Rather than using paintbrush, you can also use a brush pen or even a sketch pen to give this page a title. It will actually be easier. Moving on the next page, which is the introductory page for our weekly overviews. I have dedicated 2 pages for this. Around the title, I am just painting some mangoes and some leaves to make this page very colorful. Now I am starting to paint the title using a paintbrush. Here I am following the rule of keeping the downstrokes thick and upstrokes thin. After the paints have dried, I am again using fine liner pens to give outlines to the leaves and the barks. Moving on to our first weekly review page. This is the page dedicated to the first week of the month. I have started this page by making 4 separate columns for the goals and tasks of the week and then separating the remaining parts into 3 columns each side, dedicated to each day. As you can see here, I am painting some mangoes and leaves around the columns. You can use a black pen or a fine liner pen to give the outlines to the column. The 4 tabs that represent the goals and tasks of the week can be used to write down smaller goals and smaller tasks like laundry or completing an assignment. Now moving on to the separate columns that are dedicated to each day. You can use it a number of ways. I like to use it in 2 ways. The left part of the columns can be used to jot down everyday tasks and goals. The larger part of the column can be used to write down how your day has been at the end of the day. The same way like you would write in a diary, but just short and crisp. It is very good to have it written down because after some time when you have to look back at days, you can relive them. In the course of time, we tend to forget a lot of things and good memories. This is a great way to have a way back to look at in time. Now here I am doing the same process for the rest of the weeks. From week 2 to week 4, I have divided the first page into 3 columns and the second page into 4 columns so that I could have the 7 days of the week. For the 5th week, I only needed to divide the page into 3 parts because there are only 3 days in the 5th week of the month. Now moving on to the last page of the month. This is the monthly review page. I am using a Camlin brush pen in black to write down the title. This page actually acts as a summary to the entire month. Here, there are certain questions that you can ask yourself. And now I am writing certain questions like, was I able to achieve all the goals? If no, why? The second question being, what are the habits that I want to adopt or drop? Third question is, what was the best memory of the month? And fourth question being, what was the worst memory of the month? The fifth question I added was, what do I need to change? All these questions are very good questions to self-reflect. When you answer these questions, you realize what you need to change and what you need to adopt. Now I am using a Camlin brush pen in yellow to give the title some color. Now I am totally done with all the setup and here is a flip over. Thanks for watching. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe.